The truth is, I love my wife.
Oh my God.
Oh
my God, I'm sweating.
No
I'm
matter what,
sweating.
even what we are going right now,
Yes.
I'm not counting all that against her.
That's beautiful.
I
I
love
feel
that.
she needs help.
Yeah.
So during our relationship, I noticed that we could work things out. See, the truth is, most times, a lot of times, I've come to notice that it's either the parents, I'll say our parents, did not actually educate the younger ones as their kids, that this thing called marriage is not the way you think it is.
Yeah. We thought it was bread and butter,
Now,
actually.
most things happen in marriages between our father and mother.
Yes.
They tend to hide it from the kids because they feel they don't want the kids to see this part
Yes,
of
they're
it.
also checking their mental states.
Yes. So most kids saw the beautiful part of their parents, and they have that programming in their head that this is how it should be. If it is not like this, then it is not
It is not it. Yeah.
They don't know that there's a whole lot of trash going behind
Yes.
that they work on to make the better face come in front.
Yes.
Laid my hands on
Did
her.
you for
One
once
day,
touch
like,
her?
why you guys fought?
I only reciprocated a slap back to her.
A slap is a
Yes.
slap. Whether I like it or
I
not.
did
it's
not-
a
Hold
bit-
on, but wait,
No,
it's a
who
bit-
slapped
Let
first?
me
Who
clear
slapped
my
first?
point.
Regardless.
She has been slapping me countless times.
So you tried to slap her one. You don't know that you're a man and you're slapping.
Yes.
It's
You
at
see,
the lad.
that's the same thing you said
It's
before.
at
Be
the
a man, be a
lad, I'm
man.
telling
I was
you.
being a man.
Oh, yeah, you're enjoying
Not
it.
until she used bottle to break my head.
During your
In a complaint say in she they shit on him, something like that. You know, like the something of the person was cheating.
that the
on
lady
you.
was cheating on her
Yeah,
husband.
on her husband. Then as of then we're like, yeah, they just leave that. Wait till they find and I make a lot of these Calabari people there where so I want you to respond to that. Did you in any way find out that okay this
She was
so-so thing
cheating,
in
and
any
that's
way?
why your relationship deteriorated.
Well, I don't know where some of these people are getting all these stories from.
Okay.
Because
The only thing he's saying is a call.
I never had any issue with my wife concerning cheating.
Wow, that's nice.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back again. Don't forget, this is Gistcity podcast, your favorite podcast here in the city of Port Harcourt. And as you all know, you know how we do it, and we'll just dive straight into introducing our sponsors and our headline sponsors and our associate sponsors. Moving forward, we have number one on the list is the Belema Oil Producing Limited, a truly Niger Delta indigenous world-class energy company dedicated to empowering Niger Delta youth, Niger Delta residents. Most importantly, their host communities, paying school fees, producing parboiling water for their host communities and lots more right here in Rivers State. And also, we also have MLJ Marine Oil and Gas, also an oil servicing company operating within the Niger Delta territory, also paying attention to things that concerns Rivers Indigene, paying school fees, scholarship, and lots more, empowering youth, empowering elderly women, giving out free services as it concerns locals in their local communities. Once again, want to say thank you so much. All right, so without wasting much time, we will also dive to introduce our associate sponsors. Number one on the list is the Korobara Foundation. Korobara Foundation is also one foundation that has dedicated in empowering locals in Degema local government area and also the Bonny local government area. We also want to say thank you. And also on this show, they are our associate sponsors. All right, finally, we also have the turkey pasta. Turkey pasta, those of our fans that like big chicken and pasta. Don't forget, you have number one online food servicing company in Rivers State right here. What you need to do is just to call the number as displayed on your screen to give them an order. We have come to the podcast proper for today's episode. Today we have a very, 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 very special topic to talk about. But before I dive straight into introducing our topic, we have with me my co-host. I have number one on the list. Who will I introduce first now? I have Gelba. Ladies and gentlemen, it's standing ovation for Gelba.
Thank you.
Gelba, you're really welcome. How has been your weekend?
Fine.
All right. So up next we have our madam.
Queen of
Queen of love. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Queen of Love on board.
Thank you
Welcome,
very much.
So on today's episode, I feel like today's conversation is too big for me because I have a very cold feet. So all right, I'll quickly give today's I'll quickly give the floor to Gelba to introduce today's episode, today's topic for us, and also our guests.
Oh my God. All right. As we all know, but first of all, let's introduce you now. We
Oh.
need to know your name too.
I don't know.
swear,
I don't know.
I
Our
swear,
Just
guy
be
dey talk.
advertising. Please, the
Okay,
person
I
you're
talk.
hearing his voice is Pokemon himself.
Oga at the
I
top.
rep you. I rep you.
Okay,
Alright.
so today we're going to be talking about red flags.
Red flags,
You know,
okay.
Gistcity, we give you topics that are trending, topics that are very relatable. So red flags are, as I was discussing with Pokemon earlier, so many people just feel red flags are minor issues in relationship.
Yeah.
But I tell you, red flags can actually break the camel's back, like
Yes,
you said earlier.
yes.
And today we are having our guest, Mr. Richard.
Mm.
Yay!
Richard, you're welcome. You're welcome.
You're
Yes,
welcome.
you're
You're
welcome.
welcome.
Greetings.
Yes, he'll be helping us to dissect or to talk more and expatiate further. And to add, he will also give us his experience in life as regards red flags. So, Mr. Richard, let's dive straight into the main discussion
Okay.
for today. Welcome.
Oh, thank you very much, and you're welcome too.
Thank you. So, in your own take now, red flags, what do you think? What do you think?
This is Richard Ayanwata, popularly known as Uku Bender.
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 That
Yes.
name is
What do
very,
you know?
very.
It's a strong name. Let's not go there.
Try
Full story.
explain now,
That's the full
Uku
story
Bender.
on this one. I think you already understand. That's what it means.
All right.
Okay, red flag. It's already red, so it's already telling you that there's danger there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So flagging it already tells you SOS, so call for help. Or please, don't take it anymore. So we as humans, we have that red side of us. We also have the white side of us.
Yeah.
So
The green
whenever
part,
the red side starts overshadowing the white side, there's
There's problem.
Yes, and definitely the opposite party tends to have the heat more,
Yeah.
because the person who is projecting the red flag is not feeling whatever the red is
I agree
endangering
with
to the
you.
others. It's the
Yes.
receiver that gets it hot. So whenever this flag is being flashed at you, just like the red card in the match, you know what it means now. And those are the things that cuts people off, especially from when it comes from both genders. I think it's rare to find it on same gender. When I say same gender, like a female to have fellow female, it's more of the opposite. I think
Okay.
the
Yeah,
majority
exactly.
are the
Yeah.
opposite sex.
Okay, I agree with you. I agree with you.
So you've been in a marital relationship
Yes.
that got sore along the line, and
Yeah.
then I think that some of the things that made it go public, and then we started hearing stories from your spouse, alleging
Yeah,
a whole lot
I
of
also-
things.
I also heard that
Yes,
story, yeah.
she's alleging a whole lot of things, and then for me, I feel that they always say the man should man up and swallow it and stomach it. Is a
I
man
think it's an
swallow
African
up
mentality.
the hem. So it's a mentality that is
Sotin,
already
Sotin.
engraved.
That
Yes.
That lady that's
Miss
malaria.
Yes,
Yeah.
malaria.
Sotin,
She came up and then she said a whole lot of damaging things. She said a whole lot of alleging. She's alleging because in law we say until it is proven.
proven
So
guilty, yeah.
yes, so she's alleging that these are things you did. These are things you did, and I think that those things came on board because you were not able to manage those red flags. So, can we hear your side of the story today?
Which side of it?
Yeah,
is
first of all,
particular?
please, I want you to talk about the part where she said you left your kids, you abandoned them.
Yes,
you know.
the kids are
We'll
very
get there. We're
important.
introducing it.
Okay,
We'll
so
get
where
there.
where
Okay,
where
so
we
where do you
starting
want me to
from?
start from? Because there are so many sides of the story.
Okay.
In fact, me, I'm particular about the children. I'm just like Pokemon. I'm very
Yeah, but
particular about the children because
where do you feel you should start from?
No, don't worry.
I'm particular about the children. Do you know what I'm particular about? We've heard you have given your own side of the story. But the children, they are left out. How are you people managing it now that you people have these dangers all around, fighting each other all around? What is the fate of the children?
First of all, we want to know: are you divorced or separated?
We're separated. We are not divorced.
Okay,
Well,
so
she's still
you're
your
my
wife,
wife.
so
She's still
you are
your
still your
wife.
husband and wife.
Okay.
My co-host here, right, has made a very valid point. But before you give that answer, I want to know there were times and moments in your marriage or from relationship to marriage that you had it all rosy. You had it all sweet. It was
Yeah.
going well.
Yes.
At what point did you start seeing
The red
the
flags.
red flags. Okay.
Because like we all said here, we've listened to her story. So it means there were times it was sweet.
Yeah.
And during relationship, people say they don't see red flags, but it's a lie. Red flags are there.
They are there.
Did
It's just
you
that
see
you're blinded
certain
towards
things
it.
that must have made you to drive away, or is she the one that pushed herself away from you, and maybe she communicated those red flags to you?
Yeah.
You didn't
Look at it.
look at it.
Okay. During relationship, yes, I noticed the red flag.
Okay.
But you're
But,
so in love with the malaria girl.
Yeah, there was love, but I felt, basically, I felt it was something we can
Manage.
work on, and which I tried to talk to her about
Was
some
it?
of them.
Was it? Was it?
About the red flags.
Yeah.
Those they were just minor things. But then I think, yeah, the drinking thing was the paramount thing. She was abusive
Alcoholic,
with alcohol.
Okay.
So that was my major concern. The other things I could do away with them. I'm a very tolerative person.
Other
And
things like what, please?
Other than minor things now.
she had this thing of sometimes when she wants to get something,
She's manipulative.
yes,
Blackmailing.
not knowing, not feeling how, not thinking about how it will affect me.
Yes.
Okay.
Being
Which I
insensitive.
noticed that later when we got
Insensitive.
married, she started doing it. And she was doing it, not like she started, she was still doing it and not minding the ripple effect that it has to do. That it's not just you as the woman, you have a husband. And when you send that information out there and people look at it, they'll be like, what, where is the husband?
Yes.
Yeah.
But she does it not minding. And when I come in, when I get to know about it and I ask her, why? What's your reason? And why would you do this? Did you even think about the effects before you start doing this? She will be like, why did they even tell me? Why am I even, why I shouldn't have listened to them? I should have, but you did that, not minding
The way I feel.
So that's one side of it. Apart from that, no, for the Rosie side, yes, it's been Rosie by God's grace. Yes, she's a wonderful soul. Apart from the fact, the truth is, I love my wife.
Oh my God.
Oh
my God, I'm sweating, I'm
What,
sweating.
even what we are going right now,
Yes.
I'm not counting all that against her.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I
I
love
feel
that.
she needs help.
Yeah.
So during our relationship, I noticed that we could work things out. See, the truth is, most times, a lot of times, I've come to notice that it's either the parents, I'll say our parents, did not actually educate the younger ones, as their kids, that this thing called marriage is not the way you think it is.
Yeah. We thought
Okay.
it was bread and butter,
Now,
actually.
most things happen in marriages between our father and mother.
Yes.
They tend to hide it from the kids because they feel they don't want the kids to see this part
Yes,
of
they're
it.
also checking their mental states.
Yes. So most kids saw the beautiful part of their parents, and they have that programming in their head that this is how it should be. If it is not like this, then it is not
It is not it. Yeah.
They don't know that there's a whole lot of trash going behind
Yes.
that they work on to make the better face come in front.
Yes.
So and as time is going now, social media and the rest of them, they've come to tarnish a lot of things, and people always feel that the flashy things you see just come out by just spitting out, and then they just come
on
in front
board.
of you. You have to work hard for these things to come. Sometimes you can sacrifice a lot, but it doesn't really come out the way you
Yes.
want it to. It takes time for everybody's own to manifest. Now, my wife, Sotoyin,
Beautiful.
she knows how to
Manipulate.
make all these things look this thing. Whenever she goes drinking and she loses control, boom, that's when the
That's
whole
a red
chaos
Problem
starts.
starts.
Yes, that's a red flag.
If there's any other thing, we are beautiful without it. We tried working on that so many times, and I found out that when she stays away from it, we
Fine.
reason very well.
Yeah.
We agree. We talk like man and wife. We cooperate with our reasoning.
Okay.
We understand each other. But anytime I start noticing that there's a clash in this understanding, then there's ooze of alcohol around. It's either I get to see her physically or she does it behind my back.
Okay, talking about this Sotonyo
That's
issue.
just the problem.
Talking about the Sotonyo issue, we saw a video of her also saying that you took her money, You packed out of the house. In fact, you didn't care about your children. Just like
Yeah.
my co-host is saying that, how are you relating with the kids?
Okay.
You don't feed and provide money for the children. You just left them stranded. And that brings me to a question. If indeed you took money from her, why and how did it get to that point that couples are now stealing money from each other?
Each other.
No.
You get my point, because
That's not
with that,
actually
if it's not
stealing.
consensual, it's stealing.
Uh-huh.
There's no consent now, no take am. Nobody say take.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, let me straighten that part up.
Okay.
I never stole any money from my wife.
Oh, okay.
I never collected any money that was not mine.
Okay.
I never even collected any money that was hers.
Okay.
Now, the thing is this.
Okay.
We contributed money. I have been contributing money, and basically before now, and most of the times, yes, my dad comes into the picture to assist sometimes when things are kind of tough. And I get this money much more earlier before the time for the rent expires.
Okay.
So she knows that the money is available. I will not have rest until she makes sure that she tampers that money. So she always wants to collect it, and she comes with the excuse of, babe, let me have this, I will give you. I said, you
To
know
do what?
that
To do
I
what
don't
exactly?
have. For one reason or the other, she wants to do one thing, she wants to buy one thing, she wants to get one thing.
Knowing
she
that the
wants
money is
to,
for rent.
let's use this for this, let's do this. Now, what I tell her is this. Okay, if there's no money for, let's say at that time, there's no money at hand for whatever she wants, and it's not for feeding per se, you don't expect that you have to go and touch money from the rent and then pay. And then when it's time to pay rent, you can't pay for it. Now, she wants me to touch the money.
Okay.
And if I give her an excuse not to, because to me, I don't count that as money to be used. There's money
Yes.
for miscellaneous, there's money
Yes.
for welfare and every other thing. The other one is for rent purposes.
Okay.
You're not supposed to touch it.
Yes.
Now, because when it comes to not paying the rent, it's the man that they look up to. It's the man that the landlord will harass. The wife would not feel, she has eaten the money, but she will not feel that kind of,
Yes.
it's the man that faces everything.
Yes.
Okay, let me say this. She takes the money, which after pesting me and subsequent quarrel comes up, which I know that you cannot tell me that dropping a key there will bring a problem. If the key is on top of the table there and it's not supposed to be there, you peacefully take it and drop
keep
it
at the
somewhere.
right
Yes.
But when that starts becoming a problem, my brother know that there's something behind that issue.
Yes.
So I now notice that, okay, this was always bringing it. I want peace in the home. I will try to come together and talk about it. And we still end up trying to appease. And we say, okay,
Collect.
you want this. Okay, take it. She assures
Just for
that she's
peace
going
to
to
reign.
put it back.
Okay.
For now, she's cash strapped and she needs this money. Okay, take it, fix whatever you want to fix. When you get the funds you're expecting, return it
Put
back.
it back,
She
yeah.
never returns it back.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Now, it has happened series of times like that, and I've had issues with landlord. Even the fact that I was even arrested. And only to find out that it was from her that the misunderstanding and the mistalk, I don't know, she
Arrested
went
for
someplace.
what
I was
purpose?
accused by the landlord. The present landlord at the time, sold the property to some other landlord.
Okay.
Okay.
One other landlord came into the picture, the new landlord now, and now heard that I was moving out of the house without paying him, which was about 2 months, two months to 3 months into the new year,
Okay.
after the order session has expired,
Okay.
into the new year, and heard so, and sent police to come and carry me. I came back from a hustle.
And what's the wrong with his money?
And I saw the policemen waiting for me, and they assembled and asked me to follow them to the station. Like that. I followed them. What was the matter? That was when they blew up everything to my face. That I said, no, I wasn't the one. At that time, a tenant living upstairs where we were was moving out and packing out. So they said it was me that was moving out. I said, okay, where's the evidence of all those things? Okay, finally, we had to come to an agreement. The landlord came, we discussed everything. I said, okay, sure, we'll be paying you and these are the conditions and all that. I said, fine, which I already told the landlord earlier. Let me pay you what I have for at least for the 6 months. Before the next 2 months, I'll get the this and I'll complete it. But then he said no, because I think since he just got the property, he wanted his money and all that.
money.
So I understood with him. I told him, okay, then give me some time to complete it and pay you back. Do you know that I slept in the station? I slept there. Only for me to come back the next day, and I found out I tried to cool off and everything. I had to talk to my wife because some information I heard at the
Yes.
station, it's not something anybody would know. It's something I and my
Except,
wife
yes,
only
yeah,
discussed
no.
about.
Okay.
So I discussed with my wife, and I found out that she was the one that went out at a bar drinking and
And
discussing
gisting.
our private matter at a bar.
So the drinking was really an issue.
Oh, a big one.
A big red flag,
A big
right?
one. That was how that one happened, and I went to that one. So this case of eating the rent was coming. So the only time that she raised up funds for this rent, something that she said, okay, let me be putting the money so that at least you said I don't used to put the money back.
Okay.
Now I'm putting the money back. At first, I was not comfortable with it. I said, save whatever you want to save someplace else. Don't put it inside the same account. She said she wants to be putting it inside the same account.
What kind of account is that?
The account for the rent.
For
now.
the rent, the
For the
rental
rent
account,
purposes now.
yes.
So she threw it inside there. So I was like, okay, you're paying the money back. Fine, that she's dropping the money back. Oh. Immediately she had issues.
She went
One
back
time,
again.
she said, in fact, give me all my money. I don't want again. I don't want to do again. Give me all the money I've been contributing. She was hitting on that thing consistently, and I got fed up. I said, okay, take all your money. Remove, how much was it? We calculated it, and I transferred everything back to
How
her.
much was it then?
Yes. I can't really remember.
You can give an
But
estimate.
that was before this last incident.
Okay.
That was how it generated like that, and I moved the money to her. And after that, another incident now came, this similar thing. But before it happened like that, we settled and we tried to resolve things. And I'd be like, okay, I'm not comfortable with this thing. If you want to save your money, you can keep it. If maybe I tell you, oh, darling, I want to pay for this thing, oh, and my fund is not, see what we have, or see what we have. If you say, okay, I have 20, I can give you, or I have 30, I can add. Fine, do that. But don't keep.
Save it,
Now,
yeah.
the problem was this. She told me and led me to understand that she doesn't know how to save money.
Okay.
If the money stays with her, she will eat it.
Okay.
And over time, I've noticed that it's like that. If our account does not run 0-0, it cannot save. It can't stay there. Except she doesn't have access to the funds.
Okay.
So I said, okay, fine, I understand. Okay, keep the money there. You know I will not let you touch it. If it is not for the purpose why the money is
It's
there.
saved.
If you know that you need money for any other thing, keep the money separate. Now, that happened. We had an understanding and we're doing that. I finally paid for the new rent. I never knew that she was already having different conversation with landlords. That's another apartment, or not the other apartment. Was having a different conversation and all that. And then it just blew up to my face. She started, before all that, she started harassing me in the house, throwing my luggages outside. I was like, what's going on here? In fact, at some point, the neighbors, they stopped coming to get involved because
They're
was a
tired.
repeated
she used to
issue.
go and knock on them and call them that I'm killing her.
They are tired.
and
Yes,
that's-
she
Cause she
also
said
said
you
you were
beat
beating
her,
her
yeah, yeah,
up.
yeah.
And so, what's your take?
Well,
You never laid your hands on
the
her.
people in the house would know.
No, you
No,
are here.
you have
Tell
to
us.
say it
have
now,
to
because
say
you
that
don't used to
are
beat
here.
her.
I
Say the
never laid
truth.
my hands on
Did
her.
you for
One
once
day,
touch
like,
her?
why you guys fought?
I only reciprocated a slap back to her.
A slap is a
Yes.
slap. Whether I like it or
I
not.
did
it's
not-
a
Hold
beat.
on, but wait,
No,
It's
who
a beat.
slapped
Let
first?
me
Who
clear
slapped
my
first?
point.
Regardless.
She has been slapping me countless times.
So you tried to slap her one. You don't know that you're a man and you're slapping.
Yes.
It's
You
at
see,
the lad.
that's the same thing you said
It's
before.
at
Be
the
a man,
lad,
be a
I'm
man.
telling
I
you.
was being a man.
Oh, yeah, you're enjoying
Not
it.
until she used bottle to break my head.
During your relationships, you
Or
didn't see all
not
of that.
until she... No, you see, the thing is that, like they used to say, you will never know until you get inside there.
Yes, it's a different ball.
Now, there are things...
Even if it's
there are
at least
things
one.
there are things a lot of...
No, the signs will be there. Truth is that we are blind to the signs because of
No,
love.
even if you
Was he
even
blind
if
to
you
the
see the
sign?
signs,
Eh?
there are people who still do signs even during relationship, but they adjust themselves and say, okay, this is not good for my partner. I don't think.
Yes,
okay, I
and
want
they
us to have a
change.
better
That's when
this
there's
thing.
People
a proper
always-
I don't want to.
conversation.
Let me
People
not do
always
this.
want to change.
Yes, there was always communication between me and her, but when the thing starts, like I said, if she gets on that her toxic,
That alcoholic
this thing,
this
we
thing.
cannot reason. It's
Apart from
just
alcohol,
violence. If it's not
anything
violence, you
we-
cannot communicate.
Apart from alcohol, she doesn't take anything like drugs or something. 'Cause
No,
we
she
heard-
doesn't.
That's all I know of that. I know I've seen over the years. It's just the
alcohol.
alcohol.
So basically, you did not take her money. It's a money that
No,
both
I did not take her
spouse
money.
contributes.
It's the money that she said she paid back my money. That I collected my balance from the landlord since I couldn't stay in the house anymore since she told the landlord to chase me away from the house.
Okay.
And the
So
landlord
you're not the one that
listened
packed
to
out?
her. No, before that incident happened,
Yes.
she already moved her things and the kids and disappeared, and I didn't see them
Wow. Without
for
your
weeks. She was communicating with the landlord, and the landlord called me. I thought we were going to talk about something else. He was telling me about my matter that, in fact, he said that, when you came to this place, I told you that I want only couples in my apartment, not single people.
Yeah, right. That you're single.
Since you are,
At that
so
point, you're
I was
single.
like, I don't understand.
Oh my
He said,
God.
since I don't know this issue you and your wife is having, your wife told me that she doesn't want again. I said, okay, even if my wife is complaining about that, we had our issue, means we will not. How does that have to do with this thing? Finally, he made it clear to me that he doesn't want me to stay in the house again. So I now understood what was happening. So we had an agreement. I said, okay, no problem. I will leave your house. Me, I wanted peace of mind because she has already left the house. And that was why I can never forget that act. Was it happened just a few days to my birthday.
Oh.
Okay.
And I and my son,
Share
as
the same
God will have
birthday.
it, to share the same birthday.
That's so sad.
My daughter,
That's so nice.
that's my second child, and my wife has the same birthday. So we could not spend the birthday together because they were not in the house. I could not reach them. I didn't know where she was.
That's really
I tried
sad.
calling her too many times. She never
Picked
gave
up
me,
your call.
Audience.
only for her to keep quarreling and quarreling and quarreling. Okay, what is the problem? Why did it result to the extent of you packing your things and running away from the house? I don't know exactly what she was trying. Okay, come around. Let's talk about it and let's see. This matter I'm talking about was the one that just happened, not the one that happened that she sold everything in the house.
Hey.
Hey.
Because
That's
she
the one that
already
she
made
sold
that
everything.
move, sold everything in the house. We stayed away for like 2 weeks and then we came back. And we tried to solve things together. But luckily,
Wait,
he did
where
not
were you
stay.
when she was
Exactly.
selling?
Where were you?
Where
She
were you?
was
Somebody's
taking-
selling one thing to
Yeah,
you because it's not
taking
easy to
this.
sell everything at the
Yes.
same time.
You
Where
will
were
also
you?
observe
I
that
was
he
not
was
around.
away.
He was
I
away.
was,
Where-
I was not
where
around
did you
for
go? He was
1
away.
week. I was not
Just
around
1
for
week.
1 week. Yes.
Where
and
did you go
the
to?
major reason that made me leave the house at that time was we had a fight. She fought, she became physical. And I decided after for a while, which I also promised my kids that I wasn't going to, because I wasn't comfortable with the fact that they used to hear us quarrel.
They used
And
to
she
see you
quarrels
fight and then
fights
You're like Queen of
with me
Love, eh?
and tears.
Do you feel like
my clothes?
all these fights, in one way or the other, it's not maybe because of some other woman or something?
No. If there was any woman thing, she would have
she
said
would
it
have
now.
said it. I think I didn't know.
That's
She-
if that's
if there was
that's
a woman
easier
issue,
thing
she
for
would
a
have
woman
said
to
it.
say my husband
She
is
would
a
have.
this,
She
my
she
husband
did
is a
not say
this.
anything
She was
about
It's
just
not that,
pondering
see,
on him not
she
being
was just-
responsible
she does
enough
not connect.
to bring money.
In
What
fact,
I
in fact,
noticed was-
from what she said, she painted a picture that he came into her life because of her career.
That's
And
true.
so he was actually milking her because of her career. And along the line, probably because funds are not really coming in, he started acting up.
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
the picture
That was
that,
the picture.
she
Okay.
painted. So did you meet her in the course of her career?
No,
Or?
I never met my wife Soti in the course of her career.
When she was
She was
a star.
long done with music. I
Ah.
was trying to regenerate that part of her. I was trying to make her see reasons
When
that
you say long done
we
with
could
music,
work.
Yes.
She was not doing anything
Any-
music. She was not recording. She was not writing.
So
she was
after
not doing
malaria, yeah,
anything.
because after malaria,
After
I
malaria,
didn't
yes.
hear any
when,
other song of hers.
let me, I feel like you know better. You're right.
Okay.
Now, malaria came into limelight what year?
A long time ago, I think it should be about 11 years. I can't really figure
When,
out.
this
Level.
marriage,
Okay, let me
how
say
long?
maybe plus this whole
About-
thing. It should be about, if it's not 15 years now,
Okay.
if
Okay.
I'm not mistaken.
Then
Just
you'll
about
be
that,
married
and it's time
to
be
Soti
corrected
for
So
now.
your marriage is
For how long?
Our marriage stayed for 6 years.
Wow, that
6
means
years.
like
so that's like
that's
like
like
7,
It was
8
a
years.
long
years.
time ago. I
After-
think when I met her, it should be about 10 years gone already or so.
And then she
about
wasn't
that time.
so
Can
into
you-
music.
She was not doing anything.
Oh, are you
I
serious?
met her
Because I
as
had the
herself
impression that she was
without
still in.
no.
yeah, exactly.
Yes, that was the
exactly.
impression.
No,
Yes.
do your
I
findings
was-
well. Our wedding is still on Facebook. It's
Okay.
there. 2017. Before that time, there was nothing malaria.
Yes,
Was it like
yes, yes.
you guys
or
were
any
dating?
other, apart from the malaria
Were
news
you-
that anybody
how,
knows, there was nothing
how
else
long did you
going
guys
down
date? Because some
before
person used to date for like 4 years, 5
then. It
years
was
before.
about 1 year plus.
Oh, you
So you
dated
see,
them 1 year.
it's been long gone. So there was nothing like
Yes.
stardom that you're trying to
There was nothing at all.
ride on or
And there was
something.
nothing like, we were just normal regular people. There was nothing like she had so much money that I came to eat. There was no
Eat.
money I came to eat. I never came into her life to eat any money.
Oh,
I came into her life. She had a baby. The baby was about 5 years then.
oh,
I loved her and I loved the baby. We were cool together. We connected and everything grew from there. And we started living together. Gradually, we started visiting each other and doing things, as dating, as all that goes, and all the long before we finally
got married.
And then
You
we
never
started
had an
having
issue
kids.
with her being a single mom, right?
No.
But some persons is
I
a red
don't.
flag
To
for
me,
them.
to me,
They
I don't.
wouldn't venture
I wasn't.
into-
I didn't look at that. Though, as it would be normally, some of my family people drew my ear about that.
Yes.
Okay.
Some persons were not really comfortable,
Comfortable with the
it
fact that she was a
because
single mom.
over time we've learned lessons of things like that,
Yeah.
which I boldly told them that my case was different,
Mm-hmm.
and it brought issues between me and some of my family members because they never wanted it
Okay.
to be. And when they noticed that I was serious about getting married to her, even when I engaged her, some of them did not
Like
give their
it.
consent to
Okay.
it. But I stood my ground and I said that was what I wanted. It's my family and I was going to work with it. And I love the little kid. I wasn't going to, she didn't do anything. So it's not because the mom had a kid or something.
So at the moment,
So-
what's your relationship with your children? Are you talking to them? Are you trying to reach out to them or something?
Since she brought out that video
Mm.
of the accusation and all that,
That's the video with Lucky you do. Yeah.
yes, she took the kids from her sister custody and she disappeared into thin air. I've not been able to connect with the kids.
So okay.
When the kids were with the sister, I didn't know when she took the kids to the sister.
Okay.
She didn't
That's
tell
what I
me.
wanted to ask.
Okay.
Now we were communicating somehow. The communication was
That's you and
fluctuating
Sotoye.
Yes.
before she moved the kids to this thing, because
Okay.
when she officially left the house and I decided to move, she came to the house to pack the few things and she destroyed her family portraits and the whole thing, tore it with scissors, knife. In fact, she stabbed itself because and she did all that. I looked at it that she was angry.
Okay.
I don't know what was making her angry, but she felt it was not something she could solve. She decided she wanted
Okay.
to do that and she left me. I decided to see my kids. She didn't let me see them. She was hiding
Oh.
them away from
Did you
me
try to
and
reach
all
out
that.
to her family?
Yes, I did that. She was not listening to anybody. Even till now, she doesn't listen to anybody. So she wanted to do, when she gets like that, she wants to do what she wants to do and how
Oh.
she feels. If you are not a party to what she feels like, you don't have a listening ear. She would not give you that listen anymore. So that was what I was dealing with. Till finally, as God will have it, she decided to, on her own, reach out to me and start letting the kids call me. I hope maybe other people, because I started getting to other people to talk to her.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe she finally listened at that time and I started trying to, get involved with the kids. I told her, fine, anything you want to do with your life, I'm not forcing you not to. We've talked about it, but I've seen that this is what you want. It's fine. Stay cool. Fine. But let me be in the life of my kids and do what I have to do for my kids.
Yes.
Whenever I call you, if it's because the kids are in your custody, I'll have to talk to you concerning them. You give me information. If there's anything, the kids are with you. But if I want to talk to my kids, fine. So I try to send airtime to her phone and data so that she doesn't give me the excuse. Let my kids call me if they want to. So she started having issues because the way at that time, something was going on because I wasn't really understanding what it was. But I noticed from the way she talks to me, she becomes very angry and very authoritative. She wants things to be done the way
Her
she
own
wants
way.
it, and I should respond to her. In
Yeah.
fact, the major thing is that she needs money, she needs money, she needs money. I said, what do you need the money for? They say, you want my kids, my kids. I said, first of all, I noticed that I wasn't comfortable with the way she was talking. And I already told myself, since I'm out of it, let me just be peaceful.
Yes.
I don't want the quarrel. I said, if you know that my kids, they need anything, at least they're old enough, they talk together, give them the phone, let them talk to me and tell me whatever they need and I'll do it. But she was not comfortable with that. I started paying my kids' school fees after plenty issues, which she didn't want me. Okay, she said I should pay the school fees to her. Yes, there was a time we had a conversation concerning kids' school fees and all that, and
Yeah.
I agreed. She recorded it, and I told her, whatever the fees are, I will take care of it, but work within a budget range of so amounts.
Yeah.
I will be sending upkeep money monthly. Now, for their school fees and this, and I want you to settle down, because she told me she was not settled yet.
Then yet.
I said, okay, settle down. Look for a good school around the environment
You're
where you are. I
staying.
don't want you to say there's no
Transport,
transport,
problem.
there's no this. I don't want all those excuses, because when I was with her, she was giving all those excuses most times. I said, okay, I would pay for their fees, but I need to know the school and be sure of their this and I'll pay. We had that agreement, fine. She was fine with it. We hugged, and everybody went our separate ways.
Oh, the hug part,
Now the time came.
like it.
Are you ready for it? Well, have you found the school? This, that. She said, send the money now. Send the money now. I said, send which money? She said, send the school fee. I said, are you the school?
Okay, you
I
want
will
to send
you
it
the
directly.
upkeep money, but I
Yes.
will not send you the school
It's,
fees.
it's
and
skeptical. It's
register.
skeptical about
No,
our
no.
attitude.
He knows
That's why I
that.
think he doesn't want to
So
send the
I
money.
said,
to her.
Yeah.
get me the school. She queried me, and that one took another long period of
And
time.
you have receipt of all this.
And wow, this is Ukubenda now.
They tell you.
Bender.
He has evidence.
No, because this like
When
you
the
just
time
have
comes.
to because
No. Another thing I want to ask you, for your children, because I believe that the role of a father in a child's life cannot be
important.
taken away.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
very key. So don't you think you need to go through it, the legal route, to see if you can have access or custody, even if you don't want to have custody, to at least have access to your children?
with a court order, she doesn't
Have you thought of that route going
Yes,
through
I have.
to
I have. But first, before that, my family is on it.
Okay.
I guess our own family is also on it
Oh,
because we've
that's
spoken.
beautiful. That's beautiful.
And I want to see how we can solve this amicably first before going into.
Are you
that.
interested? Okay. Are you interested if nature gives you another opportunity? Are you interested in coming back together? Are you interested? Do you think you
Let
can?
me climb the first ladder before I start. looking
As
for
you
next
think
one.
you will
before
can
having
go?
expectations.
I'm still on the hot. You can see how. See, the thing is this. I'm trying to heal.
Yeah.
To be
Okay.
true, I'm trying to heal.
Okay.
I have my own shortcomings, and
Yes.
I'm trying to work on myself. On that
I
front.
like the fact that you admit that
Now,
you have your own
I-
shortcomings.
I know that she has her own, but it seems to be clashing because I need her to know what her issue is,
Submit,
and fix herself. Then we can know whether something
of
can
you
work
can
out. Now
work
that was the reason for I saw that was the reason for even the space self. Since we separated, let everybody just cool off and fix things. But somehow it now looked as if even when we separated, it
It's
was
not
even
working.
getting worse
Oh,
than.
when you were together.
Apart from that, she has accused me. She accused me of stealing her marriage certificate.
Yes,
Our marriage
I
certificate,
saw
not
that.
her marriage certificate.
Yeah.
How?
There you go.
Yes,
How?
you stole it.
She
No
said
way for she to
she
go through a
accused me. She went to
divorce.
the police station to accuse me, and they called me at Choba police station that I should come. I was accused. They did not know it was my wife. The DPO attended to us, called her. She finally came, only to dice the matter. And she said, I sent my gang to her mother's house to raid her mother's house. They scattered the burglary, the glass, windows, doors, and everything.
Just to collect marriage
Entered
certificate.
into a 4-bedroom apartment. And they went
Something you can
into
always get. It's a public document.
her house and stole a marriage certificate. And the DPO asked her, any money missing, any jewelry,
jewelry,
anything? She
exactly.
said no, it was just marriage certificate.
She can also apply for. She can always apply for a certified
She'll
true
get
copy.
it, yes.
She will
Now,
go to the registry.
That was
there.
what they told her, that okay, if this thing is missing, which can be damaged, water, fire, anything can
Uh-huh,
be or
check
you
for a
miss it, you can
CTC.
get
You
it
can
again
just
from
get
the
a
system.
CTC there. She's not to go and apply.
Now
Yes.
the only accusation was that I stole
you stole marriage certificate.
certificate.
Can you imagine?
Now when they looked at it and the DPO looked at it, and everybody was just reasoning the whole matter. I said, why would I leave all the way from where I am and
Scatter
just to
house, just
to
to
go and
go.
do all those things, just to go and get my certificate? Is it? Am I going to use it to root for the next election?
Exactly.
So it wasn't making any sense. Then she now said, we stole her iPhone. And what again? And then said her mother
She
is
also said it
afraid
in the podcast, yes.
of staying in the house in her own house anymore, that she has run to Abuja, she's not coming back, that her life is at stake. That I threatened her mother that I was going to deal with her mom.
I saw that, yeah.
That was the accusation. And then she was looking at the thing, okay, where is this one coming from now? She now said her kids' life are also at
As risk,
stake.
yes.
That I've been sending some guys to monitor, to try to kidnap her children.
Children, I saw
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
yes.
The DPO was like, okay, these children, okay. As,
The story
as
really
we have it
big.
then, my auntie was there, my lawyer was there. So my auntie was like,
This Shoba Police Division,
yes,
right?
They
Okay,
said
okay.
DPO, but these children is their children. Oh. DPO now say, oh, is she your wife? I said, yes. He said, oh, wait, are you guys separated? I said, yes. He said, oh, okay.
No
now I
wonder.
see.
No wonder.
Now I see the where it's coming from.
And I said, why would I go and kidnap my children? If she wants to, the only thing I ask for is give me access to my kids. You have the kids. They are your children. I will not take them away from you. But if I want to see my kids and spend time with them, I should.
You
And
have
my
the
brother,
right.
I dey pay the fees, they do this, and you still they hold me. Now it was now becoming a matter of a kidnap case. I have to bring some money before I give you proof of life. If I don't pay some money that she wants,
show you
she
the
will not
kids.
give me the phone to the kids to talk to me
Yeah.
on the
Quid
phone.
pro quo.
So when she gets
Yes, for
alert,
that.
bang, bang, she will now give the kids. Talk to your daddy. Talk to your daddy.
Wow.
That was how it was.
And
At
then,
some
okay,
point,
so
I got tired.
sorry,
Okay,
sorry,
she's now
sorry to cut you
using-
short there.
using
I was
that
talking
to
to a
extort.
friend during that when that story was all on the internet, and then the guy tell me say, oh no, because we were looking for a way to reach out to Sotoyin then, just to talk to her as per this is as of that was a brand I was also working for then. So and then the brand happens to be our community people, So we're looking for a way to reach out to them. And then someone now said, "Oh, this Sotoyin, the husband been a complaint say in she they shit on him." Something like that, like the Sotoyin of the person was cheating.
As the
on
lady
you.
was cheating on her husband.
Yeah, on her husband. Then as of them, we're like, they just leave that. What will they find? And I make a lot of these Calabari people there where so I want you to respond to that. Did you in any way find out that this
She was
so-so thing
cheating,
in
and
any
that's
way?
why your relationship deteriorated.
Well, I don't know where some of these people are getting all these stories from.
Okay.
Okay.
Because
The only thing he's saying is alcohol.
I never had any issue with my wife concerning cheating.
Wow, that's nice.
Okay.
We've been fine. I don't know where that person is bringing that story from.
People can fabricate
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
issues.
about,
They can
I
fabricate
never ever
stories.
complained in any way to anybody about anything concerning cheating. The only place that I'm more concerned about is the
The
fact that
alcohol.
I'm not having access to my
To
children
your
now.
children now.
Whatever she's doing with her life right now is not
It's
my
not
business.
your
She's not with
business.
me.
But what I
But
But
it is
she's
your
still your
business
wife
because
now.
if she's
Yeah,
an
when she is
alcoholic
with
and
me-
she's taking care of your children,
is a risk.
Now, okay.
It's a risk, yes.
Now, when it comes to that part, that is where I'm more concerned about. And that was what I noticed then a bit why I wasn't comfortable sending school fees money and those other things to her.
Directly to her, okay.
There was one act she did when we were together, which is also part of the red flag. I gave her some money to go pay for the kids' school fees. I was going to do my daily hustle. I told her to get the receipt and come back. I forgot to find out the outcome of that matter. Few weeks later, my kids came back and said, "Daddy, they chased us. They said we should not school fees, blah, blah." I said, "No,
Can
that's
imagine.
not possible. Your mom has paid for it." I said, "They should check their record very well." I said, "Okay, when your mom comes back, I will talk to her because she has paid." They said, "Daddy, I told you I do that." They mentioned their name. I said, "Okay, fine." Their mom came back and I asked her. And she told me,
the money has entered voicemail.
and she said that she went there and gave the woman, the head mistress was a lady, may I so rest in peace, she has passed.
Okay.
Said discussed with her and gave her some money and gave her an excuse that there's no money yet, that she should just hold this one and give her some time. Meanwhile, I gave her all the money for the 3 kids. And she corner-sided the other ones
One-sided.
and gave her
I'm
some of
telling
them.
you.
So, my brother, how would you feel?
Like that, the stories are made.
So-
But
What
do
I
we
what
do?
I
I
observed,
decided not to do that kind
do
of
we
thing
do?
again.
Are we taking
So
our
I
time?
paid the fees myself. And
Okay.
that was another issue. So when she brought up the issue of let me be paying the fees to her, I wasn't comfortable with that. So
what I observe is in between you, this story we're talking about right now is submission and being head of the house. I think apart from the alcohol issue, she has an issue of wanting to be in control and in charge.
She's
But
a
then,
celebrity.
It's
She's a celebrity.
It's still the red flag
Most
we're
of
talking
them
about.
naturally believe that everybody should bow to them because
Well,
they are.
it's still the red flag we're talking about there.
Yes.
You're married and you're still married, all right? To viewers out there that are watching this program, submission. Is it a must that the woman must submit always? Because I feel like marriage is like, for me, I'm not married though, but I'm just a tell you. I feel
you are
like
married. You are married.
I feel like marriage is in two
You'll be
ways.
wearing all the fine dresses.
Sometimes man go dey submissive, woman go dey the one dey loyal. sometimes woman go dey submissive, man go dey one way. Must it be
Okay.
for the woman to always be submissive?
Okay, my brother,
Because it can be the two ways. Imagine if
They-
she's
they-
the one
they'll-
footing all the
they'll-
bills,
they'll-
right?
my brother,
they'll quote
my
scripture
brother,
for you.
from
Okay.
anywhere you look at it,
Okay.
from any
To be
angle, whether
submissive.
both the Bible religiously or practically or traditionally, a woman that is about to be married
Or married.
that wants to be a wife must learn. If you don't know how to, you have to learn how to be submissive to your husband.
You know,
Today's
submission
21st
comes in.
century.
Look at it this way. When I mean, sorry,
Mm.
when I mean submissive is this. It
Not
goes
slavery,
a
oh.
long way. No,
Not
Some
slavery.
people
I'm not saying.
misunderstand
I'm not
submission
saying
for
for slavery.
for the man to maltreat the
Yes.
that's not what I'm
Okay.
saying. Now, if a woman is submissive to her husband, that is the magic.
It works.
The husband will do practically
works.
anything for you.
It works.
What
Can I
if-
also
if-
shock you?
if
Can I
it's the
also
wife,
shock
it's
you?
the wife that is
Can I also
that
shock
is
you?
now doing the doing.
Pokima, apart from the wife doing the doing,
Mm-hmm.
there's a command that comes first before submission.
Yes.
Yes.
Love your wife.
Yes,
See,
yes,
if
yes,
you
yes.
love your wife, she will naturally. That's a mumu
Just like they
button.
said,
That's
if you
what I
move
just
button.
said.
That's the
Just
mumu
love
button.
a
That's
Then
what-
once you
you've
love the
gotten
woman,
her.
submission comes natural. Some people are even
Yeah.
proud, especially for those of us that are lawyers that feel that I've read plenty.
Yes.
But when the man loves you, it triggers you to you go the mumu, you no go no.
Now, talking about
Yes.
what she has said now, there was a time in this relationship that you were able to manage her alcohol
Yes.
intake. That you've shown her some level of love that, oh, she has stayed away from this thing that makes her do things
Yes.
that doesn't work for you, that is a red flag that will deteriorate your relationship. Is it that you stopped doing those things?
Because
You see,
you're
the
also
man
in
will
the
not- she will not
entertainment
stand up and go and
industry.
start taking
You're also in the
more.
entertainment industry, and we have a whole lot of stories about entertainers, especially the guys.
Yeah.
So she too will be like, maybe my music has faded, or maybe me, I
Depression,
don't want, my
depression
husband now
comes
no
in.
go can't send me again. Oh. She too might be, acting
Having her
aggressive
battles.
or acting, because you're not paying attention to details.
Maybe
And that-
stop loving her the way.
Yes, she should be
you know.
thinking that this my husband does not
Because,
even love me again or what.
yes.
She will be having those kind of little dark moments, and we'll need because most times from what you're saying, most times you're not even around because
When
you
yes.
go out to also.
Also.
So maybe that time that you go out to also, she might be needing someone to pamper or someone to talk to her or someone to.
And then
You're not there.
You
cannot have it all now.
No.
No, when I'm around, see, for me,
Are you a romantic?
I'm not from Romania. I'm not I try my best.
Every
I try my
woman
best
loves
to be very-
Romanians.
She's
No,
a
understand
romantic
what I'm
because
saying.
look at her
Understand
song
what I'm
now.
saying.
Listen to the lyrics of her
Understand what I'm
song.
saying.
She's a romantic.
Yeah.
I'm not. I will not say I'm 100% into the
Yeah.
romance thing.
Okay.
But I try to be caring.
Yeah.
And I try to be. She knows that part now. She knows. I try my best to.
And you're a fine
To
boy.
take care of
So
her.
she be thinking, "Child, this
At
my
least to
fine boy
make her
has gone out."
feel like a woman. I do that. Now the thing is this. Being if anyway, I think even when the family asked her if there was something, I think basically the questions that was being asked is he a womanizer? Does this
Oh, there was a
slip out?
family
Beat
meeting
you.
as regards this.
Yes, now is it?
Does he beat you or
Does he?
something?
Does he
Beat
beat you, or does he stay late night,
Okay.
or does he drink, or does, she said no, all this, which are the basic things that cause most of these
Marital
issues.
issues, yeah.
Now the thing is it's not just about those things. It's not about the thing that you feel that practically we can say this is what the
Yeah.
issue is, because so many pastors have
Yes.
been into the matter and they tried to even find
Yes.
out if it was this.
Yes.
thing.
Now, do you also look at her and think maybe she's having a psychological issue?
That's why I
your
said-
music has grown. So your music was everywhere
And
suddenly.
all of
Depression-
a sudden,
depression
yeah.
can set
Yes,
in.
Depression is a big
was
deal.
part of it
A
as
problem.
well. Depression was part of it. See,
Depression over what?
Soti.
Over not being
Soti is-
career.
Soti is talented.
at the
Soti, she
forefront
writes
anymore.
very well and she sings very well.
Yeah.
You're sure?
Yes, she does. I've seen her come up with songs. I've seen her construct her stuff and compose them. She does very well. She has written some songs that we've done together and all that. She's good, no doubt.
Yes.
But there's something she lacks. Now, there's something I also noticed from her. I don't know why she feels that way, and it was bringing issues. She doesn't like me playing her songs.
Your husband should be your number one
Okay, reason it.
fan.
She doesn't like me playing her songs.
He should be your number one fan.
Now, I play the song in the house, and the kids, they sing along and we dance to it.
Oh.
She doesn't feel okay with it. She becomes very furious. She has even done that in front of her own friend and family mates, like they've seen that part of her, and they are like, ask what's going on. Me, I go even enjoy and say my guy, they even not to talk
It's
about
a
my
vibe to your
husband.
song.
If I see this type,
not
Yeah.
feeling very good.
she was not just okay with the fact that I play it and I feel like I vibe to it and I be like, okay, sometimes
Babe, this is
I say if I can do that to other people's song, why not my own?
She has a psychological issue.
And
Maybe.
then I noticed that I try to push her to project her stuff. I make her to see angles that, see, you've been there before, yes. A lot of years have gone by. Now, if you want to come back, there's a way you have to come back. And there's a way you have to do this thing. Yes. Right now in the entertainment industry, funds, you really need so much funds to be able to do a lot of things. But I told her, see, the kind of grace that she has is different from what other people are having.
so encouraging.
I've seen it in her. But she doesn't believe in herself. That's what
that's
I
why
was
she doesn't allow you play the
inferiority
music.
complex. Yeah.
Low self-esteem.
That was what
I feel like she
noticing.
doesn't even have
Low
confidence in her
self-esteem.
career anymore.
When I try to, or when anybody tries to
Low
talk to her
self-esteem.
about these things, like, you can do this. Let's do this. A lot of my friends come to the house and they be like, you and Uku Benda, you people can do this. You know, he's also this, he's into the media. You people can come up with something and you people do like this and do like this and to create this kind of, we can do this kind of thing. She has a trailer load of excuses to give you why that thing cannot work.
Wow.
And when she starts feeling like
It was a
that,
She gets
psychological thing.
angry.
you just like pouring water on top stone and over. And then sometimes when I try to let her stop feeling this way or sounding like this, there's this way you have to, let's look at this thing from this angle. Okay, there's no funds now. What can we do without funds?
We even have social
And
media.
let's prepare these things to
That's
this
social
stage.
media that will
Come on now,
blow you.
all of us, we at least you can afford, we afford data.
Yes.
Okay, put up stuff and put up content, and then let's start pushing from there. And then you can get an audience, and then people will start. I said you're a name that people already know.
Yes.
That was what Lucky leveraged on her. The fact that she was the lady that sang that song.
Yes.
And I told her, this is who you are. It cannot change. People already know that.
Yeah,
People already love the song.
they know the
So
song.
you need to come out there and let them know that this is the lady, because a lot of people knew that song, but they don't know the face behind it.
Yeah.
Because
So
then
yes.
those days has
I've been
passed,
doing it
you
with
know.
other artists, and they've been pushing and moving forward. And your own that already has a name, you don't want to push. No, when I try to push, I see she's pulling back. When I try to push, she's pulling back. And then we started quarreling with it. So I had to pull just
out.
leave her.
Omo,
So
it's a long. It's a long journey.
that was how he got
It's
to
a
this
really
point
long
where
journey.
he now crumbled.
Become a
when,
social
when she wants to
media-
move this way, it's not
Now,
working. When she wants
do you
to move
feel like
this way, and
do you
it
feel
starts
like
getting-
this Lucky Udo's interview or intervention is a plus? Or do you feel like the story was
see,
not
yeah.
complete? Because
When
normally
you say it's a plus, it's a plus.
storytellers,
So it's
you
a
know,
plus to who? To her or to
storytellers,
him?
what we do or what.
No, when you
or
say
what
it's
is-
a plus,
yeah.
it's a plus to him or to her, because it's not
Both
plus
of
to
them,
anything. No.
As
It's
in
not plus
me
nothing.
and her.
It's not plus nothing.
What
It was,
is a plus
it
into
was
me?
damaging
If
his
someone
image.
comes
Now.
to damage your image like that, and
It
say,
was damaging.
I get where he's coming
How
from,
will
but
it
it's obviously a plus to her. Let's
No,
start.
if
Let's
it's
look at
for
it.
her-
Now that the interview is out,
Okay.
she has gotten some level of stability. After
People
the
gave
interview,
her money.
people must have raised funds for her.
Yeah.
But his career has suffered.
Yes.
He's also into the entertainment space.
And yes.
People will come to him to promote. He's a promoter, right?
yeah.
People will come to him to promote business because
That's a minus.
I know
on
that
his
you will
own
say
part,
there is
yes.
bad publicity and there is good publicity, but in how Port
There are
Harcourt
levels when it
is.
comes to bad publicity.
Port
There are
Harcourt,
levels.
Port Harcourt has not ventured into the
You
market
don't
space
do
like
that.
Lagos, where even if you're bad, people will come to you.
And she did not even leverage on it.
Yes,
That particular space, she would have also lived. Instead of asking, she was asking for transport. She
Transport.
was asking for no. You ask at that moment. You say you want to collaborate with some stars.
You want to
you
come
are
back
pleading
to
with
the-
them. You
to
want
the
to come back.
industry.
Yes,
Okay.
that was what I expected.
Okay,
But I was
see,
asking. She was asking for transport.
You're making a good point. Now let me come in there. If she wanted help from the people,
Yeah.
do you need to sacrifice?
Prize
to do
you
that?
on
No.
the altar of. That's
Yeah.
another thing.
That's another
needed to
thing.
just call her,
That's-
okay, I need, this is what I'm going through
Yeah,
now. I
yeah.
need
Yes,
help.
and people will
Yeah.
people will
support me.
genuinely.
I'm this person.
with
I
or
used to
without
do
ice
this.
cream that you're married.
Fine,
Yeah,
they will do that.
Yes.
People will show their love and do what they have to do. But
Yeah.
you don't have to come out and crash all these things. Take the children and sample their
Yes.
face, carrying them and sitting by the block side like you don't have a home. She's from a wealthy family.
Yeah.
How can you
You
bring
say
yourself
what?
out like
She's
that?
from a very,
She's
very
married to a comfortable
notable
family as well.
notable-
Why would
she's
you
from
bring
a
yourself
notable
and
family.
bring yourself stoop so low like that?
She's
to
from a
now
very
present
notable
yourself?
family,
Something is
respected,
going
well
on.
respected in
Because
Calabari Kingdom, well respected.
She is at
If she's
present
from
from
a
a
family could have helped
if
her,
she's
then it's a
from a wealthy
psychological
No, they
family,
were helping her. It's not the
Why
they were
is-
helping her.
if
My
she's
dad
from a
personally was helping her.
Wow.
But she insulted my dad personally, sent him messages, SMS, and email, insulting him to his face, talking to him anyhow, and telling him trashy things.
Apart from that, she came from a very wealthy,
Yes,
a notable family.
She was staying. She was
family.
staying
Why
in
is
her
she
mom's
still borrowing
house.
money as alleged?
She
And
was
that's
staying in
the
her mom's
problem
house
we don't
at
know.
the time. So all the while she left my place,
Yes.
I found out that she was staying in
As
her
her
mom's
parents.
house. When I was communicating, I was going to see the kids in school when I was paying their fees and all that. That was the only way I could visit them and drop some stuff for them. She was staying in her mom's place. If she was having issues with her mom in a 4-bedroom flat, only she and her mom, they are staying there.
Because she
Why
also
was
said
she not
something about her
comfortable staying
mother.
in her mom's
She also
house?
said something about her mother, talking to her in a demeaning manner. She said something like
Okay,
that.
whatever
Yes.
it is, I think that's probably between the both of them. They were together. We don't know
But
that.
then she's from a very notable family.
she
There's
she
nothing
has a
she
lot
will
of
need that she will
relatives
not-
in Port Harcourt that
That
are
could
okay, that are
extend
doing
a
well.
hand of help to her.
But my take is this: they have been trying to help her. I know a lot
They
of
got
them.
tired.
I've discussed with a lot of
Is
them.
it helping her or helping your family, like the both of
No.
you?
No, at this
First
point,
of
it's
all,
already
she
out
was
of
At
away
this
from
point,
me.
it's out of
Okay,
the
she
family.
was away.
She's
She
on
needed
her
help.
own with the kids.
I'm trying to help her. Okay, before she blew up this thing to the internet, I have discussed with a couple of her family members. One of her uncle took it in responsibility to make sure that he connects with her. She went to meet the uncle, and the uncle called me and said, okay, what was really going on? And I explained the things to the uncle, and the uncle was like, fine. So what do you want to do concerning these kids? I said, I told her I will be paying for their fees. But if you cannot take care of them, bring them to me.
Okay.
She refused because she was using them to collect money. She doesn't want to release them because if she releases them, she will not have any leverage.
money, yeah.
Now, anybody who wants to assist her will look like, okay, you're with
She
these
has
kids.
children,
Okay, let me
no.
do this.
Yes.
Okay, the sisters will be like, or any other person related to her, okay, bring the kids. That's okay, the kids are with the sister. And I was sending some money for the sister when I found out that I could talk to my kids again. So when they were in Abuja, I was getting updates. My kids will call me through the sister's phone and they will talk to me. We'll communicate and all that. And I was sending money for them for their okay and all that. Before that thing blew up, I packaged some gift items I was supposed to rebuild. The next thing I saw that in the internet. I called the sister. The sister
that's
said
sad.
she has collected the kids from her, that she's just seeing this.
Aw.
And it's like she went to just play the sister and took the kids.
Then it's a psychological
coming
thing,
coming
actually.
to,
There's
to
something, there's
Abuja
more.
from Port Harcourt. You'll be like, oh, your
There's
mom is
more.
here. People, kids, go and stay with your mom and spend time with her. And then she was like, okay, bring the kids back now so that they can prepare for school the next day. They just finished their inter-house sports that Saturday. And she's going out there and telling people that my kids are not in school. Meanwhile, I have photos of them at the inter-house sports. And she now is lucky to carry them and they're using them to make money. Don't worry.
Using them to make money.
No, but
Oh
if
my
you
God,
look
it's
at
been very interesting.
Yes,
It's
if you
been
look at this thing very
And you see
well.
the
It's
lucky guy.
psychological
The lucky
issue.
of a guy. Lucky has some questions to answer. Because Lucky had an issue that had to do with a family matter like this.
And he didn't
It's
take
a
the
very
second
sensitive
part.
one. You did not communicate. Lucky never called me to say, oh, I'm Lucky who do from this thing. Your wife, we had a conversation
No,
on this,
see,
that.
Let me pause you there. Now, there's a way storytelling works, especially in this 21st century.
Okay, let me hear what you have.
Now, I'm only going to say what I want to say and ask you a question following it. Now, there's a way storytelling works. If you hear a particular story, you're not a judge. You can't hold it.
And that's why he didn't contribute
You
much
release
statements.
the
to
story
it.
and move forward. Now, the only question
He did
I'm
not
going
say
to ask
anything.
He didn't
If you
say-
watch, he didn't say
the
anything.
only thing I'm
She
going
was
to
the
ask
one
you is
doing
either at the end of
talking.
the story, okay, I'm still going to hear from you. Did he, after that story, reach out to you?
No.
Okay, so that's where the fault comes. Otherwise,
Apart from no, that's
Not-
not
no.
the
Yeah.
fault.
Apart
per
from
se.
that.
Social media we do it. People come to you, they give you their own side of the story. It is when, like for me, if it has to, like for me, when they come to meet me with family issues like that, because I want to bring back, or because I love the sanity of that marriage, or I want to protect the sanctity of that marriage, rather, I would want to reach out. If not,
no,
people
storytelling
will just
does not work.
hear.
Is
They will just
different
hear
in
your.
area.
That's what I'm saying now.
It's
They will just
different.
storytelling. Like you can't even sue him.
Did she come
Yes,
there?
You
Yes,
can't even
yes,
sue him
yes,
because
it's
he didn't say
storytelling. He gave
anything.
it out.
She just came on his platform and
He
used his
didn't say
platform
you
to
are
say,
guilty or you did this. No, he gave her the audience.
it's like people coming to,
His platform
it's like
was
you
just
coming
used.
here to say your own side of the story. She cannot come and say that she wants to sue us because we are not saying anything. You are the one giving
No,
us the gist
I think,
in
I
your
think, I think
marriage.
he only said he has a question.
A question to answer. No, I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah,
saying I don't think he has any question to answer.
Maybe, yeah, exactly.
okay.
You
I don't
understand?
think so.
He
She
can't hold
is
it.
your wife.
He's a
that
storyteller.
He
He
can't-
was. He used this platform, and it will also
So,
giving you a room
to
also
say your
speak
own
your
side of
mind.
the story. Because maybe ordinarily you will be talking to
I
people.
contacted Lucky.
Okay.
You spoke to him personally.
Yes.
Okay.
And I asked him why he went about it the way he did, and
Okay.
why did he not try to reach me and find out if truly these kids are not being taken care of, or your wife, or the
Okay.
accusation. I think the basic accusation that, oh, you and your wife, you're not together again. Okay, and the kids, how far? Like, you're not doing anything concerning the kids. To be sure that is not like that. See, yes, telling a story.
Maybe do
is-
a part
What was
two.
his response
Tell
first?
it,
What
he
was
said
his
that was not the matter. The matter at hand was that
She
the
needed
lady
transport.
needs help, and she was homeless, and she needs money, and psychologically, mentally, she wasn't okay.
because that's the
And
story.
That's the story she actually
that,
painted.
that he wants to, that he
Help
wanted
her.
to help her.
Just
That he
finance
asked
that.
some of her friends if she was homeless, and they said she was homeless, and that
yeah.
I was not helping her or helping the kids. She was doing it all alone. I said, who are these friends you spoke to?
Who are they?
You did not talk. Who are the friends, first of all? And you didn't talk to her family members.
Exactly.
That's the first thing.
Yes,
Okay, this kind
no
of a
friends.
woman looking like, oh, and you found out that she was the one that sang that song. That brought the interest. Okay, now you want to know about the matter before you start helping her. What was going on between her? Who are the friends that you asked?
You know, they don't really do
Okay,
those
she
things
said in her
this their
story.
career.
She said in her story,
They don't.
I've been living with I live with some of my friends. Problem will come out, I will leave. Go to another of my friend. A problem will come out, I will leave. Problem with my
She
friend.
said that.
That's how you be having problem with how many of your friends. Okay, the family members that have been assisting her. Okay, when he asked your kids are now in Abuja, and she said yes with the sister. What were they doing in Abuja? She never mentioned that they were going to school, and he never knew that they were going to
Going to school.
And she said her
Okay, with the
sister-
information from
her
the
sister
video.
was inviting her over. So is it possible that your sister is with the kids and she's inviting you over and she couldn't send you
The
transport? to-
sisters, they've been taking care of the kids. She was there with the kids. She
I'm
went there,
telling
she took
you
the kids
that
over
she came
to
from
that
a
place.
good home.
So
If
it
is
could
that
be
one,
a psychological
I can-
because
They
the
have been
issue of
taking care of
depression
the
is,
kids.
is
Yes,
very
yes.
The
deep.
sister, at least from the much I've been speaking to the sister, she tried as much as possible to get them into school, because the truth was that my son in particular was not doing well. All the while she was with him in Port Harcourt, even when I registered, we can make this work out, and especially let it not affect the kids, because I found out when my son came to stay with me, that period, all of them, they came to stay with me, I noticed that he couldn't read his ABCDs very well. He couldn't write his ABCDs, small letters and big capital letters anymore, the way he used to. He couldn't recite it anymore. And I said something is wrong. They now started telling me, he's not
Destabilized,
doing well, he's
yes.
not doing well, he's not
Changes,
doing well.
yes.
And daddy, do you know that he now said, they've taken, now in nursery 2. I was like, what? He's supposed to be in primary 2. And you're now in nursery 2. I now called her and said, she called and we talked. I said, what's going on? Why this, that? She said she was hoping to discuss with me. Let's go and beg the teacher to bring him back to this. I said, I don't understand.
You
How
see,
would
you
that
see
make
the
that work
effect
out?
on the children. The
It-
children
it-
suffer
I
more.
wasn't okay with it. As in my head, it was
Children
as if they
suffer
shot me a
more.
bazooka in
God
my
have
brain.
mercy.
I said, no. As in, this boy is not doing well. Something. Okay, I now said, okay, you know what? Let's do it like this. Leave my son with me. Stay with the 2 girls. The first girl and the last baby. Stay with her. Give me
you
my
work
son.
on the one that has.
Let me take care of her.
Yes.
The little girl is still tender. The first girl is about entering, and that period she was about entering GS1. So
You can still
work
manage
with
her.
those ones. So fine. Let me. She never agreed though. She started giving me conditions. That was where how the uncle now came into the picture. Then was trying to say, okay, release. She accepted that she was going to release these children. Only for her to finally come back again after accepting with the uncle and every other person. We fixed a date when I was going to come pick the children. She now said, which we agreed. The deal was this: you can come to visit the kids. Let's know what time in the month you can be coming to. You can have time so that you can fix yourself.
Yeah.
Have time, arrange your own self. You come carry the kids, go stay for holidays. When they're on holiday break, come and take them, no problem. But let the kids stay with me in my custody and let me watch over them. If anytime they need this thing, even weekend break, they can be with you. She was like, okay, cool, fine. It's difficult for me, but I will try. I said, okay, no problem. I'm not holding these kids away from you. You don't have time for them. You need assistance. Let me do this. She agreed, only for the time to elapse. She changed her mind again. She said, we are going to sign undertaking. The undertaking was that my dad will come and sign undertaking that anytime she wants to come to the house to collect the children, that my dad, she's not putting the kids in my custody, that she's putting it in my dad's custody. My father should come and sign that she will.
The truth
Oh
of the
my.
matter.
That was how the whole
my.
thing just scrambled. Okay, the uncle was calling her. Okay, come now, let's see.
We've
Come
had
to
a
my,
very
come to
long
the
gist.
uncle's house. Let the uncle bring her. Let us come. I told the uncle, fine, you can come and see my family house, because the uncle has not been to my family house. Then I said, okay, come to my family house, see my people, and let's talk about this. Let's know that we are not trying to play fast one on her. You, at least with your consent, so you are aware that the kids are in my custody. She can. We have an agreement that she can come to carry them and all that. Fine. Whenever her time, this thing, we can prep them. She changed the whole thing. And in fact, she said she doesn't want, in fact, she just disappeared. She got disconnected from the uncle, disconnected from everybody, and just disappeared.
Wow.
Oh my God.
The next thing I saw, my kids were not going to the school again. I called the school and they said she's
crazy.
nowhere.
We've been talking about all the red
They've
flags.
gone.
We've been concentrating about the red flags. All right.
Yeah.
I just want to have let's spare 1 minute or like 2 minutes for the green flags. Tell us one thing you love, you really, because you know
About
why
that.
he was saying, he was saying,
He said, I love my wife. He has
Tell me
already
one
told you he
thing.
loves his wife.
That's
I'm
overall
talking
green
about,
flag.
yeah, I'm talking about the green flag. Just tell us one thing, like one thing you love her so much.
Not just one
and
thing, it's not
also,
only one.
It's not one
okay,
thing.
you can say multiple, but then and also the thing you feel like, so Soti loves me for this particular thing too. Tell us first of all, our own green
Are
flag.
you sure you want to hear that part?
As his name goes, that part
You
is
not get married. Yeah.
Okay,
You will not
okay,
get
okay.
married.
You go talk am now. Okay.
For my wife, see,
Okay.
if it's not just about this whole
Issues.
issue with the alcohol, the stability, and the whole thing, I love her company. She's a nice person. She's accommodating. She has a full room of hospitality.
Wow.
Her food is mwah.
Oh, she can cook. I read the rivers food.
Yeah, she said something
The
about
rivers-
opening a restaurant.
restaurant,
Yeah, she
yes.
said
No,
something
she
about
cooks
opening a
very well.
restaurant.
She cooks very well. She bakes very well too.
Yeah, she
Oh,
talked
yes,
about
she
that
talked
too.
about
And,
that.
the
Baking.
beautiful part is that we bake together.
Wow.
You see, people, the good thing is that people are always in the
they're
same line of
connecting,
business.
yeah.
It's a lot of
Exactly.
connection,
I
but
support her in
it's
everything
just-
she used to do, anything she wants to like do.
me, I want to
especially
cry.
the cake thing. Oh my god.
well, we
I
cannot.
do that with her very well. I stay awake, she sleeps. I stay awake all night and I bake all through because she has to deliver to other this thing. So I do all that and she comes and meets me the next morning when she wakes up and I'm still baking and sweating and doing the whole oven thing and all that. I do that with her. There's a lot of things we do together that we enjoy. I hardly go outing without her.
Jai.
I go anywhere I go to. In
Celebrity
fact,
wife.
They know.
Celebrity husband
Anywhere,
and celebrity wife.
at first, we were staying at my family house. Anywhere I go to is me and her. We are always together at 5 and 6. Like as if we're
Wow.
we're always
Mr.
together.
Richard, you've really
Oh yeah, the
Giving
part
us-
which the things which she love you well for.
I think
That one, I should go fit talk that one. I know you go talk.
You
No,
know,
I know, you know,
no go marry, they find red flag.
Okay,
Now
you
she
want
go
to go
flag.
which about me?
Now she go know. Now
No,
she go
make
tell
him
you.
talk. Na him dey and na she no dey.
Now she go ask. Now you know go do.
Me want talk, man. Allow
Okay, I know
me.
the part where you want here. She like the way they bend her uku.
Oh, Mr. Richard, it's been a wonderful time with you. It's been very insightful too.
Yeah, I need
And
that.
I'm sure people out there have
Yeah.
understood that red
Yeah.
flags is not just she insulted me. It's a whole lot of
And
things.
also, you can still manage red flags.
You can manage-
right?
You can
Red
manage it, but
In
if
some
it's
cases.
beyond if it's beyond that, I don't think he should move to the next level. In his case, now from my understanding, he did not know
He did
that
not
he
see
will not
it.
be
Yes,
tolerated.
he did not
up-
see it
yeah, he
coming.
didn't see
Yeah.
it, or he can tolerate it to the point of it turns into a scheme. Because it's more like a scheme at that
Yes.
point. So I would say thank you very much for being on our show today and talking about this topic that trended and caused a lot of, like he said,
everywhere.
brouhaha everywhere. And I pray you guys, for the sake of the children, not necessarily you coming back,
Yes.
but for the sake of the children, there is a cordial relationship to parenting. Co-parenting is accepted these days.
Yes.
If you can co-parent properly and maybe sort out yourself eventually, if not, let it be a healthy environment for the children. Like you say, your children are already suffering
Yeah.
for it. And viewers out there, you've heard it. it's not just a one-sided story.
I swear.
So take your time and listen and hear the insight of what Mr. Richard has to say about his relationship with his wife, Mrs. Sutoye.
All right.
He has said that he loves, I'm the queen of love. And one
I
thing
swear.
Appreciates
that
it.
All this while I've just been
triggers,
quiet.
one thing
Queen of love never talk.
that is in my head is the fact when he said I love, you
love
could
my
see the
wife.
passion with which he said it.
Yeah.
You could feel it. It was oozing out. I love my wife.
Yeah.
Now that's what a real man does.
Yes.
And another thing is he doesn't lie. If there's one thing I'm taking away now, is that Mr. Richard, no matter what, he is not out here to damage the image of his
Images,
wife.
yes.
Well,
When
we're
you
not fighting
raise
now.
when you raise the issue of
fighting.
that they said she's cheating, did you see what he said? He said, I don't know where they got their stories from.
And
That
she's-
my
he was
wife
very
is
calm
never,
too with his
she's
team.
never doing something like that. Now that's who a real man is.
Yeah, exactly.
I appreciate the fact that he was here talking about the little issues and then talking about how to manage the issues, especially for the children. So viewers, all of the gist that you've been hearing everywhere about bad things about Mr. Richard is not just
And also to
take
Soti,
it
I beg,
hook, line,
let's
and
come
sinker.
together and
So she's a
settle
good
this
baker,
thing.
she's a
I
good lover,
swear,
she's
come
accommodating.
together and
Yeah, so
settle
please,
this
whoever wants to help her, help her.
He's not
She's my
doing this
wife.
because you
He
don't want
said, but she's his wife. I love the fact that she's his wife. They are still legally married.
We all know this is
Thank you.
Gistcity Pod, hack of the biggest podcast in the city.
Biggest
of
and biggest
River
and largest.
State. We're about to conquer the market more and more. We're going
Ah,
further,
yeah.
further. Thank you so much for
Thank you
having
so much,
us.
sir. Thank